Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for what I know will be a very soulful and transformative evening. I'm Dash, and tonight I have the honor of guiding a conversation with somebody who shifted my path in ways I couldn't have imagined. Danesh.
Thank you.
We met last year by what felt like chance, but now I know it was exactly the moment and I needed. I came into that conversation with walls around me, ones I thought were protecting me from life's challenges. I believed I had to be rigid, that softening meant weakness. In just 10 minutes, Dinesh called me out, not gently, but exactly as I needed. He showed me that those walls were holding me back, not keeping me safe. That encounter led to a longer session and honestly, a complete shift in how I show up in the world with softness, strength, and permission to embody the different versions of myself. Tonight, we're going to explore those themes: energy, healing, intentional living, and how we can each connect with the deeper purpose of our soul in this modern, often noisy world. Danesh Kumar is a holistic healer, spiritual speaker, and a psychic reader, known for his clarity, candor, and ability to cut through the noise and get to the soul of what really matters. His work blends intuition with grounded guidance, helping people can reconnect with their truth, release spiritual blocks, and embrace who they really are. What makes him truly magnetic is not just his gift, but the way he uses it, with honesty, humor, and heart. We'll have about 60 minutes of conversation, followed by time for your questions. And I encourage you to ask boldly, listen openly, and feel safe in this space we're holding together. Let's begin.
Uh,
I
I mean, she just put. I thought it was just one little like pen right there. Go.
oh, just you wait. Dun, dun, dun.
Go. Let's go.
I wanted to start by how this all began for you. How did this path begin for you, and when did you first realize you had this gift?
So I think it was in my teens. I was about 16, 17. And I'm not sure if any of you have seen the show called Wednesday. So in Wednesday, she gets premonitions, and it's like a flash. And in her flash is really probably about 10 seconds. The flash I had was exactly like a second. And in that second, I saw things that were going to happen within my own family. And it was very specific. So if you want me to be a little graphic, I could be graphic, but it's not meant to scare you. But the things I saw was how everybody was dying in my family. And I I was like, what the hell is this? Because it's the first time I actually sensed it and understood something. I was like, why am I seeing this? And it was while I was showering. Then I got out of the shower and I went into another room, which was not my bedroom. And I just sat there for like 10 minutes trying to like understand what just happened to me. I couldn't understand it. And my dad walked in. He's like, listen, we're going to go see your granddad. Would you like to come? And I said, no, I'm not coming. And that night, my grandfather died, and he was the first person I saw in my vision. And he died exactly the way I saw it. So, and the way he died, I could have helped because he needed CPR, and I was certified in CPR. But something within me said, you're not supposed to go. You may have seen something, but you're not supposed to interfere in what's supposed to happen karmically to a person. So allow whatever has to happen, happen. That was at 16. Fast forward a few years later, I moved to India. And while I was in India, my best friend was at work in Abu Dhabi and he was in some meeting. I didn't know what he was doing. I didn't even know he was supposed to be in a meeting. I messaged him saying, hey, you're going to have a meeting with this person. The letter starts with S. They're going to be working with some sort of government officials that handle this certain sector. and don't take this deal. He's gonna lowball you. Ask for this by 10%, and you're gonna get it. So 2 hours pass, I don't get a message. And back then, sorry, this is a very old time. There's no like blue ticks or like this double tick that we have on WhatsApp. It was actually BlackBerry. And I didn't think much of it. Then he called me. He's like, first of all, how do you know who I'm sitting with? And how do you know what this meeting is? And he was working for a media company. And I said, I don't know, whatever came to me, that was it. And that kept on happening for him. This is my best friend. I kept on getting these messages. So I kept on just messaging him without thinking about, as guidance, as therapy, nothing. Then one day he just said, hey, I think you need to start helping people with your gift. And I said, okay, let me think about it. Then I started doing something like card reading. So I got a deck of cards. I was doing this card reading, but it wasn't really resonating with me. I wasn't feeling so connected with it. Then I got rid of the cards and I just started talking. And it kept on growing. And then I went through a lot of trauma at that moment too in my family. And my father passed away. And he passed away really tragically. And as a family, it was hard for us to uh, grapple with what was going on. And I was about 27 at that time. Then I went on this whole healing journey to heal myself, and I didn't get healed. Then I was like, okay, I need to do this better. And because of my father's death, I think that made me become this holistic healer and think about the body, mind, and soul, and how to give information to people to make sure that they become a better version of what they think they are and elevate their goodness. So that's what I've been doing for the last 22 years. And um, I don't think it's ever going to stop. I actually just had another brief encounter with a really young, lovely lady, or two young ladies, and I just told them a few things outside. Just not that they asked me. I just said, maybe this is a good idea for you to do, which resonated with them. I'm hoping those young ladies think it does resonate with them. But that was the little conversation we had. But that's how it was. I think it's been 8 years now, and this is my first speaking event in the Bangkok House. But I've been doing these speaking events also with Soho House and other events around the world also. And I also do these one-on-one events. I also do these healings. So it's been insightful, and with every person that I meet, something I learn something every time I speak to somebody for myself, not only for them. So it's almost like we mirror each other. And I tell everybody it's a conversation to your soul. I listen to your soul, I interpret it into English, and I just tell you back what you needed to hear. I'm not imagining things. I'm not going into some Akashic records or some astrology or tarot cards or anything. It just, whatever comes to me, I just say it as it is. There's nothing, um, there's nothing really guiding me. But by saying that, I do hear things, I do sense things, I do feel things. I'm clairvoyant, clairaudient. I also sometimes can communicate with maybe a spirit. I can tell you about your past lives. I can tell you about anything. I could tell you about medical issues. I could tell you how to get out of depression. But I can tell you for the last 20 years, it's been so fulfilling to help people who have had no solution from anybody else. And if I could just give you one example, I had this 50-year-old man who's going through chronic pain in his gut. And the doctors wanted to take out a part of his small intestines. And they couldn't figure out what it was, and he couldn't hold down food. So I told him, there's actually a piece of food in the fold in your big intestine that's irritating, and that's why every time you're eating, it you're not letting it can't sit, and that's why you're vomiting. So he said, but they've done the endoscopy and they've done the other scope. So I said, no, they didn't see the fold. Tell them to go slowly, the big intestines, in the beginning of the big intestines, and they'll find it. And lo and behold, they found that piece. He didn't have to go for that surgery, and he's been living an amazing life. He had to, and it was very, very um it was a very painful experience for him because he was going through that pain for 3 years, and he did every type of test and it didn't work out. But this is just something that I sensed, and I actually felt it within myself where that pain was. And that's how I described it to them. But there's a ton of things that have happened over the years. I've helped people who've been in chronic depression, got them off their meds. I've helped people who had fertility issues. Um, and a lot of people who have come to me, and I might tell them something and it wouldn't fit into the timeline that I've told them, but it eventually does happen. So, but sorry, I'm very long winded. I hope this isn't boring. No? Okay, sorry. All right.
You're fine. We are interviewing you, so you are meant to talk.
Okay. All right.
So I think that's okay.
Okay.
I have a lighthearted one.
Yeah.
If you could describe your journey in a movie title, what would it be?
Um, Slow living.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be my movie title. Slow living.
I think we all aspire to be that, hopefully.
I think
Slow.
I think when you make yourself a priority first,
Mhm.
slow living happens automatically.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we think we have to do a lot
Mhm.
to attain things. Actually, simplicity is the key. The least you do, the better it is, even when it comes to spiritualism or mental health or physical health or emotional health. Simplicity is the key, and simplicity is slow living.
Will you look at that?
Yeah.
I wanted to move on to understanding the soul.
Correct.
How would you explain the soul to someone who's never explored that concept?
Okay, so there's a few things. People usually think the soul is the one that gives you these emotions, sadness, happiness. It doesn't give you that, actually. The soul is here to experience good, bad, ugly. The soul is here to have learning and experience. It wants to go through everything. Even if it's pain, the soul would like to go through it. The soul decides um, when it takes a human form that I want to experience this life this way. We may think that going through pain is something that we never want to go through, but sometimes we do have to go to pain to learn and to grow and to become who we truly have to become. And it's hard for some of us to kind of understand that. So the soul is not only a teacher, but the soul is also a learner.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I wanted to have a follow-up question to that. Sometimes we go through some hard things that our soul maybe is asking to go through.
Correct.
But then sometimes I find that some people can get stuck in victimness. So how does one get over that, I suppose?
I mean, that's more about the past also, right? Because we hold on to things.
Mhm.
We don't we don't let things be. So if I went through trauma, the trauma doesn't have to live right now. I'm the person who's in control of now.
Right.
I can control what's happening right now. I may have gone through a whole bunch of things. And truth of the matter is, I may seem very put together right now, but the majority of my life, half of my life, was only trauma and toxic energy and pain. And it was not till my 30s that I decided that I wanted to look at love and find out how to love myself. And what happens to us as individuals, we hold on to the past so much. We hold on to all of these painful experiences, and then we try to make commonality happen where we will be looking at other people and saying, oh my God, they have such a wonderful life, or they've gotten a great job, or they got a great partner, or they've got great money, or they're driving a brand new car. Then it kind of makes you belittle yourself. So that validation that you keep on wanting is out of all these little things. And we stop looking at the main thing, which is, what is that feeling I want to attain? It could be success, it could be love, it could be happiness, whatever it is, you can attain that. But trauma and pain is something that we have to go through, and there's a bigger reason. And all of these obstacles are going to send you into the right direction. You may not feel it in that moment, but that's when you have to think about looking at things in a new perspective and changing the way that you've been consuming the hurt and consuming the information that's been coming to you. It's a change of perspective. And if you change that perspective, the perspective can change in 30 seconds. It doesn't take long. I mean, Dash just told you about a situation when she first met me. She had this preconceived notion about herself. I changed her perspective, which was her perspective was here, and I just went like this. And it just opened her up so much. And she was saying just now, she's saying that, she's going to say transform. And I said, I don't think you're transforming. I think you're ascending. And ascending is what she's doing. She's just getting better. She's just evolving her own self up, up, up. She's not changing any part of her. She's just enhancing each part of her to be even a better version of what she felt or thought. So this is more about her becoming herself. And that is your life purpose. Most people think a life purpose is, I'm going to work with the UN and build a house for, you know, underprivileged people, or I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna write a book, or that. Those are great. Those are achievements. You're gonna do that. It's gonna be amazing. But a life purpose again is a feeling. I make everything back to something that's simple that your mind and your body and your soul can understand. So you don't have to go through a lot of hurdles. And when you're asking this question about like hurt and pain and, you know, it's always going to be there. We've all gone through things. Everybody's gone through something traumatic or some pain or some hurt. It's always going to stay with you. It's never going to go, right? It's always going to have a part in you. Good, bad, it's going to be in the heart. It's going to be in the mind. How do we erase it? We can't hypnotize ourselves and erase it. We can't listen to music and erase it. We cannot erase anything. If we felt it and went through it, it's with us till we die. What happens to us is we understand it and say, okay, you know what? Either I'm going to learn from it or I'm not going to make it a priority in my life anymore. The more we think about it, we're giving it so much energy. I would say stop giving it energy. Once you stop giving it energy and a thought, things are going to become bombastic. You're going to be so happy. There's so many things that are going to happen. I'm telling you, it's the simplest thing. That's why I keep on saying, for myself, slow living, not holding on to things the way that I shouldn't be. I don't like be it from wealth, be it from love, be it from relationships, be it from whatever it is. I will not hold on to anything anymore. I will always change that perspective. And it's not that I'm sitting here and being positive all the time. I mean, I could be catty also. And I could be a little not I'm actually a lot naughty. My friends will all tell you. I've got a very, 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 very close friend of mine, Arthi here. She'll tell you how naughty I am and how I could just be a little bratish also. But when it comes to my work, I'm not those things. When I'm in my work or when I'm doing my healing, I'm here just for that person and my soul speaks to their soul, and that's it. And I don't have any connection to anything I'm going through. For that matter, I also don't eat anything till I'm done all my work. So my only meal is my dinner, and I'm not hungry during the day. There's no problem. The other thing is that I've given you so many timelines. I'm 50, and I think me being this golden age, I also feel like I've got this a lot of newness happening for me, and I allow it to just come in. I don't question it. People I meet, I don't question those people. I just say, hey, you know what? Let me go through this journey and absorb it. I do not go to a reader. I do not go to a healer. I don't go to anybody either. Not because I have all the answers, but because I understand that I want to experience everything. And when it went good, bad, pain, whatever it is, I will handle it in that moment. I will not hold it, fester over it. I will do it in that moment. Sorry, I'm so long winded.
It's okay.
So long winded.
My next question was actually going to be, do you believe every soul comes into this life with a specific purpose? And if so, how can someone begin to discover
I think it's
what that purpose is? But I feel like you've answered that already. So, um, but I did want to touch on something. How does one differ when they're trying to ask themselves, how's our mind, heart, and gut instincts? How are they all different? How does one discern the three?
I mean, I think your mind's always going to have a practical, logical standpoint, and your mind will also play with your ego. Okay, so the mind, that's one part. What's the next one? Sorry,
Heart.
okay, heart. Heart is emotions, feelings. Heart is when you're feeling sadness, when you're feeling happiness, when you're feeling fear, comes from the heart.
And gut, I suppose.
Gut is actually sensory. Gut isn't a feeling or anything. It's actually what you're sensing. So maybe you feel like, sometimes you get goose flesh. Is it called goose flesh?
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
Mm.
When you get goosebumps, or your hair stands up, or you feel this tingling inside your stomach. I mean, it's not acidity. It's actually it's actually a gut feeling. But that gut feeling is actually a sensory thing. It's more about a wave. Like sometimes you feel like, oh my God, I feel like something's around me. That's the feeling. It's not answerable to anything. It's just a feeling that you get. So that's the gut. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Another lighthearted one. If your soul had a personal theme song, what kind of music would it play?
My
Yeah,
soul?
yours.
Oh wow. My personal theme song. Uh Actually it would be Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
it's
mean,
the music.
I'm a 70s baby, so I mean the 80s was my jam. I loved Wham, I liked Culture Club, Duran Duran, and then on the flip side, I'm Indian, so I have a lot of Bollywood music that I still love listening to. And actually, Bollywood music for me reminds me mostly about my father. So if a song comes on, it gives me a really warm feeling that he's around.
Mm.
And sometimes I talk about him, and all of a sudden that plays. And then music is the biggest healer in my life. So it can evoke happiness, love, and sadness, but it can also evoke healing, mental calmness, and it can also give me a lot of it's my stress buster. So I also use it when I chant. I also use it when I sing really badly. Um, like Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Uh,
I think we need to go karaoke together.
no, never, 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 never. And by the way, I was taking Indian classical music vocal lessons,
Mhm.
and the guy after one session said, maybe not.
Right.
And I told him we're still gonna do it. Too bad.
You had a vision. Okay.
Yeah, I had a vision.
I'd like to move to energy, emotions, and everyday protection.
Yeah.
How can someone clear or protect their energy regularly?
I think it's the most important thing is to cleanse oneself
Hmm.
every day. Cleansing oneself is the most simplistic. Just it's so simple. There's five things I'll tell you to do. The first thing I would tell you to do is take a sea salt shower. Get crushed up sea salt or a body wash that has sea salt. If you don't find that, just add a pinch to the body wash when you use it. The salt, the sea salt actually takes away any type of excess energy that's around you. While you were sleeping, maybe you picked up some energy, or even during the day while you're out and about, if you take a shower in the evening, it also just eliminates that. Or you went to a situation and you were feeling icky about it, just go home, take a sea salt shower. The other thing that I would say is light a candle. And I would light a green wax candle because a candle represents you. That flame represents your light, represents your energy. We are energy. But sometimes we need a physical representation of that, and that's that flame. And when you burn that flame, and if it's a green candle, it helps you with health, helps you with um, energizing your space. And I would just do like a tea light, because you shouldn't have a candle on all day because it's a fire hazard. You don't want to do that. Okay. The other thing that I would do is, uh, you guys live in a beautiful city, Bangkok, and if you're living in any city, there's going to have a green patch, or you will be able to see the sun, or you'll be able to see the moon. What I would do for 10 seconds is just stand under the moon, stand under the sun with your hands open, and just absorb it. Absorb that energy, absorb the energy of any greenery, even if it's one plant, you can absorb the energy from that plant. The other energy that you can absorb is the energy of just nature in general. So, mountain, sea, anything. Anything that's nature, you can absorb that energy and just say, hey, I'm one with nature. That's the other thing. The other thing that I would incorporate, which most people are struggling right now with, because everybody's overthinking, there's a lot of things happening right now. I would do a declutter of myself, which is a 10 minutes before going to bed, taking an actual book and a pen and just writing whatever's in my heart and mind for 10 minutes. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I forgot the eggs. Oh my God, I have to go to work. Whatever it is, you write for 10 minutes. Once the 10 minutes are over, so you do this with a timer. And once the alarm hits, you have to just stop. Even if you want to write one more word, a period, exclamation mark, you can't. Take those pages, rip it up, toss it in the trash. Just use biodegradable paper. Okay? Just sustainability is important right now. Okay.
Yes, yes,
All
it
right.
is.
Sorry.
Is that 5 things?
Huh?
I lost the count. Is
I
that
lost the count. I think that's about 5.
okay?
Yeah.
All right. Um, How does what we consume, food, media, relationships, affect our energy?
2000%.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything we consume affects our energy. And I think that, if you notice that you take a detox on social media, you might feel a lot lighter because you're not bombarded with so much information. And the other thing is, there's a lot of subtext to a lot of the information that we're looking at, and we don't realize it when we're watching it. But it's almost kind of like programming you. So you must be very aware of what you're kind of taking in. I'm not telling you not to watch CNN or any of these things, or watch, uh, look at Instagram or YouTube. You look at whatever you have to look at. Maybe you give yourself saying some time of saying, hey, I get an hour of um, digital time, or I have an hour of, reading a newspaper, or if I'm interacting with people and they're talking about something that really doesn't resonate with me and it's making me feel off, I don't sit there and listen to it. I say, hey, you know what? I'm going to the washroom. I'll be back. Go take a walk for 5 minutes, come back, and then sit down, or go to the washroom, sing, girls just want to have fun, and then come back, and then, get back into the conversation. The other thing is what we consume. So each thing that we have, be it, the toast we have in the morning, the water we drink, everything we consume has some sort of energy to it too. And we have to think about that what we're consuming is also just giving us some sort of fuel. So yeah, you may want to have a bag of chips once in a while. There's no problem. But everything else has to have not functionality, but it should be nourishing for you. So even if you're going to have eggs, or you're going to have salad, or you're going to have chicken, or whatever you're going to eat, there's no problem. Eat it, but also understand that everything that you're consuming has a function within your system. So either it's going to, even with food you may think is only a physical thing, but it's actually an emotional and a mental um triggering thing. It'll trigger you mentally, it'll trigger you emotionally also. uh I have a lot of people that come to me that have disorders, so food disorders, or and I actually tell them, use your disorder to your advantage. I'm an emotional eater. Okay, what do you eat emotionally? Well, when I'm eating emotionally, I usually eat like, I want chips. Okay, cool, great. Can we switch it to carrot stick, celery stick with hummus? And they're like, oh, yeah, but you're saying I could still eat emotionally? Yeah, you could still eat emotionally. I'm taking out that preconceived notion about what that is, about being an emotional eater, and now you're not an emotional eater.
Probably shame as well.
It could be shame, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Any problem that you're going through, you've got to change the perspective. And maybe if you don't have that type of know-how and you want that little push or that little guidance, then speak to somebody who's probably a holistic person, somebody that looks at other ways of dealing with all of these issues without looking at it from a scientific a or a allopathic way. They'll look at it from a different point of view. And it's nice to get that point of view. The other thing is now we're getting bombarded every 5 seconds about, you know, Mercury retrogrades happening and this is happening and you shouldn't eat this. Stop eating potatoes. Stop eating that. Stop eating this. I say eat everything. Everything has energy and it's good. Eat a potato. You want to have a potato. Processed food, maybe not. And all this information that tells you about this astrology that Mercury retrograde is going to happen and these are the problems that are going to happen, that's a programming. They're programming you. But if you don't believe it and you don't resonate with it, it'll never happen. So you should just like blank it out. Even if it comes across and you see it, just watch it and say, okay, cool. It doesn't affect me because I don't believe in this stuff. Same. If you meet somebody, suppose you meet me and you say, okay, Dan, tell me about your future. And I'll tell you about your future. Tell me about my future. And I tell you about it. And you don't resonate with it. You don't have to hold it. You just go on with your life and do what you have to do. I'm not saying that I'm the gatekeeper for all things good. And I'm not telling you things to make myself feel better. I just say things because I think if they can help people, I give breadcrumbs. I don't give 100% solutions, but I'll give you a little nudge in a certain direction and say, why not? How about this? Now you make the decision. There's only times when I'm pretty strict, like especially when it comes to pregnancies. I have like a very strict way of looking at things for that individual. So I will give them like, this is what you have to go through to get what you want. Um, or even if it comes to something with like anything health related, I will be strict on that. But otherwise, pretty open. Sorry, again. Is it bothering you guys that I'm talking so much?
No, you're fine.
Okay, good, good,
I
good.
just checked on the time. I'm like, no,
Yeah,
we're good.
okay, good.
I wanted to talk next about healing, growth, and overcoming challenges.
Okay.
How do you or how do we distinguish between divine timing and our own hesitation or fear holding us back?
I mean, your hesitation and fear, you first have to think about why are you hesitating, right? Because are you hesitating because of validation? Are you hesitating because nobody else is doing it? You're trying to be the same as everybody else? What is the hesitation? So you have to first dissect that. After dissecting that, then you can come to all this other stuff, right? Otherwise, it won't make a difference. If you're feeling overwhelmed right now, suppose you're gonna start, you want to become an actress, right? And you're like, nobody's gonna watch me, nobody's gonna talk to me, nobody's gonna do anything. Forget about all that. First, go for an acting class and see if it actually works for you. See what the teacher says. Go out there, go for an audition, do the things. Why already preempt something without going through the motions? Correct?
Absolutely. And I think I've done that before as well. And I think you've said the same thing to me. Why are you preemptively saying no? I'm like, okay. You're probably right.
The other thing is, you don't need somebody to tell you if you're right or wrong.
Mm,
You have to just feel it, right? The thing is, when we've been programmed since we were young. We were reading books, nursery rhymes, watching these TV shows. And each one of these have programmed us to kind of think a certain way. Think about how love is supposed to be. Think about what success is supposed to be. Think about what family life is supposed to be. Think about what um, abundance is. We weren't nurtured in a way to just become who we had to become. And the majority of us could have been first generation kids or second generation kids too, right? So then we're also feeding off of what our parents didn't know,
mm,
right? Now we know a lot more information, right? We know mental health is very important, eating well is very important. Um, and more people are going towards this holistic or spiritual self or spiritual awakening as such. that's because what's showing in reality doesn't make us feel good anymore. So we're now kind of saying, hey, let me search for something. Some people will say, okay, I'm going to go do ayahuasca to get my answers, or I'm going to go do a shamanic healing, or I'm going to meet somebody for whatever. I can meet a healer, I can meet this person, I could do this. I think all of these tools have their plus points and they have their negative points. You have to come to a place within yourself that says, hey, I've tried everything that I could do for myself without feeling fear, and have done the best, and I've tried it, and I had the leap of faith, and the leap of faith didn't work for me. Now I want to ask somebody. And the majority of people have not gone to leap of faith yet, and they didn't try, but they want the answer before that. So I'll just say, go through the motions. Don't be fearful of it. Take it head on. And even when you're having confrontation, people don't like confrontation. So they'll have an argument. The person will go, they'll feel emotionally hurt. Then you'll also go thinking, oh my God, I feel emotionally hurt, but I feel I've hurt them too. And everything just keeps on bubbling, bubbling, bubbling. What could happen is, instead of saying, I hate confrontation, take the person aside, speak to them, or look at the situation and deal with it then instead of harboring it. We harbor and we create more problems for ourselves. Yeah? Okay. Okay. Is everything I'm saying making sense to everybody? Yeah? I mean, it's not sounding jumbled. It's like,
You're very clear, I can assure you.
okay, great.
I like
See again, validation. I don't need the validation, but I'm asking for validation. Yeah.
a lighthearted twist. If healing had a flavor, what would it taste like?
If feeling had a flavor,
If healing had a flavor.
if healing had a flavor, what would it taste like? Spinach.
Interesting. I love spinach, but okay.
If healing
I
had,
was, I was hoping for ice cream, but sure. We'll take spinach.
if healing had a flavor, it tastes like spinach.
Okay.
Because you have to go through some sort of bitterness before you can come to the benefits. And when you're having spinach, it's not always so tasty, right? It's like if you just have spinach on its own, it's bitter, it's not tasting well. But then eventually you get used to it, and then it's the medicinal purpose, right? Then it's healing you. You're feeling better. You've had it for a couple of weeks. So yeah, sorry. I
No,
wish it
that
was
was
ice cream.
yeah. I wish too. Maybe it was coconut ice cream.
I mean, that would be happiness. Joy is ice cream for me. But I'm just saying, anything that puts a smile on your face, anything. It could be any fruit, it could be ice cream, it could be cake, it could be whatever. It could also be spinach, for all we know. But whatever gives you that joy is great. But for me, if you're saying from my point of view, healing is spinach.
Got it. Thank God it was not kale.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about the ripple effect and fear of decisions. What would you say to someone who's afraid to take the step because they don't want to make the wrong decision? And this is coming from somebody who's a former perfectionist slash sometimes that perfectionism still comes out.
So what I would do is I would do the first thing I would do is whatever your first decision is, just go with it. Just go with the first decision. Don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze. Whatever your first decision is, go with it. Whatever happens after that, the snowball effect, you will be able to deal with it. There's no problem, right? Even if you decide that, hey, this person looks really cool and I want to date them, but in the back of your head, you're like, but they're a bad person, but I still want to date them. Date them.
Oh,
Date them.
okay.
Date them. Go through it. Go through it. It's okay. You're supposed to experience everything. Maybe you had to go through this to get where you had to go to. There's a lot of people that are in relationships where they're married and they're getting divorced. And then when they speak to me, I say, well, okay, tell me what's the goodness out of this marriage. There's no goodness. Okay, you have 2 kids. Yeah, they're good. Okay, so the 2 kids came out of the marriage. Yeah, but my marriage with my partner is not good. I don't want to be with them anymore. The only reason why you were supposed to be in this marriage was to get those 2 kids, because you'd never give them away. Not at all. I would never give them away. They're the most important things in my life. That was the meaning of this relationship. to just have those two kids, right? I mean, uh, majority of the religious texts that we have a lot of information on it. The interpretation of it, they speak about these things, but we haven't really understood it the way it's supposed to be understood. So a lot of situations that you come through, you had to go through. Like my father dying was a situation I didn't want to go through. And if he didn't die, I don't think I would have become the holistic healer I am. I wouldn't have helped so many people. And I think my father, wherever he is, he could be here too, but I mean, wherever he is, um, would be super happy that I'm helping a lot of people and making sure people are okay. That would just make him feel a million times happy and proud. And I can sense that. So, but I had to go through that. I had to go through that. I had to go through a lot of racism. I had to go through so many things in my life. The the things that I've gone through are so traumatic that I think I've gone through every version of trauma. And that's why when I speak to people, I can speak about trauma to them from every situation, from you name it, from food disorder to relationships to abuse to you name it. I can speak about it because I've actually lived it. So, and that's a part that I don't speak about a lot, but in certain conversations, in certain talks, I do speak bits and pieces about the trauma that I have gone through so people can understand that it isn't, life isn't perfect. We're going to go through things, right? But it's the way that we pivot and how we kind of rise above the limitations of what those triggers and traumas are. Even triggers, right? We all are getting triggered. We're getting triggered by people, by the weather, by earthquakes, whatever it is, we get triggered. That trigger you have to handle. If somebody's triggering you, that's not their point. That's not their business. They have nothing to do with the trigger. You have to figure out how to get rid of that trigger. It's not that you say, hey, you're triggering me. They have God, they can do whatever they want to do, right? You have to clear that trigger within yourself. And those triggers are very hard to kind of fix, but then you kind of tweak them. You tweak those triggers, and then they don't become such a big thing in your life.
I find that accepting it, even being there, has helped.
Yeah, accepting it is fine. Just knowing that you have it,
Right.
100%. Awareness is great,
Hmm.
right? But long as that awareness is coming from you and nobody else is instilling that awareness,
Right.
because what happens when somebody instills that awareness, they're also trying to keep you hooked on to
Hmm.
being with them for longer.
Caged in.
So it could be a doctor, could be a psychiatrist, could be whatever. Any of these people, even a healer, even you have to see who are the people that are helping me to hold me, who are the people that are trying to keep me back still in my pattern, and who are the people that are just saying, hey, you don't matter, right? I mean, that's how I look at things. And even I have a lot of people in my life that are friends, but I also don't hang out with them a lot. I know that when we're out socially, I'm going to see them and I'm cordial and I'm nice, but I don't go out of my way to do anything. But I do one thing. Everybody that I come into contact with is a part of my prayers, is a part of my meditation. Even if they hurt me, even if they gave me a lot of love, even if they broke my heart, they're all part of my prayers still. Yeah. And it's not because I'm a saint. It's just the way I am. I always say when I'm praying, it's for everyone. I don't want it just for me and my family. My prayers are for everyone. And my prayer, I mean, by the way, my prayer is not like I'm asking for anything. All I say in my prayer is thank you. And that's it.
Keeping it simple.
Yeah, hello. I don't have the bandwidth.
Oh, I was gonna ask, but I think I'm gonna.
We still have like 20 more sheets.
No, I don't. We want all the answers, Dan.
Go for it. Go for
Okay.
it. Go for it. I think they're burning and waiting to say what they want to ask me, but go on.
Is everybody? Yes. Is there such a thing as a wrong path from a soul perspective?
No.
Okay. Just similar to the it's fine if you have that instinct to take that decision, see what happens, and then
Yeah. Whatever path
move
you
through
take.
it.
Whatever path you take.
Okay.
Yeah. I could tell you that if somebody comes to me and I know that something is going to be disruptive in their path,
Mm,
I will preempt them and tell
mm,
them, listen, a situation may arise of this. I'm just giving you awareness of it,
okay.
right? Or even if somebody's going to go through something medically that isn't going to be the best thing for them, I won't tell them what they're going to go through, but I'll tell them, like, hey, you should be eating this,
Mm,
and just start right now.
okay.
Then they probably won't get to that situation. Does that make sense?
Yes, I see.
Yeah. So consistency is very important too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I do speak to clients or speak to people, I try to make them understand that consistency is the key for everything, be it healing, mental health, emotional health, feeling better about yourself, whatever it is, you have to be consistent.
Mm-hmm. The next topic I wanted to talk about is relationships and soul connections. Why do sometimes, why do we sometimes feel an instant connection or resistance to someone we just met?
I mean, there's a couple of things. I feel like a lot of people come into our lives that have probably been there before, because I do believe in like past lives. So I
Hmm.
feel like maybe your soul has interacted with them before. So that's why you kind of sense like you take back
Hmm.
and you feel like, oh my God, okay, I don't like this person. But you
Hmm.
probably know something or felt this person from before, right? It could also be that you're an empath and you kind of sense what they're going through too.
Hmm.
So that could be another way of looking at it. But a lot of the souls that you meet in this life would have been souls that would have been there in other lives with you,
Hmm.
or other planets with you, or other species of what you were at one point.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what advice would you give people looking for soul aligned partnerships?
So I would tell them, I mean, every partnership soul aligned. I
Hmm.
mean, there's no soulmate. I mean, I'm sorry, there isn't a soulmate. Everybody you meet is a soulmate, right? Some will be a lot more connected to you, and some will be less connected to you. But a soulmate is also somebody that you've got a camaraderie with. It's not necessary. The thing is that word soulmate is so bastardized because it only means love.
Hmm.
And that's where we've taken it now. You've only taken it as love. That's not true. My best friend's my soulmate, but we are not romantic. They're just my best friend. My my nephews are my soulmates. I feel so connected to them. It's scary. It's scary. It's almost scary to the point that they haunt me when I'm with them. They're just things that they do that just remind me of like people who have passed in our lives, and they also remind me of so much wisdom. They're all of like 4, 6, and 8, and they're just I'm so connected to their souls, and they feel like they're my kids. They feel like they're mine. I feel like they're a soulmate is somebody who feels like they're yours.
Hmm.
That's what a soulmate is. It's not only about love. It just means that they're so connected to you.
Hmm.
That's what a soulmate is. So when you're meeting people, you might be dating like a few people once in a while, or you have a relationship for 5 years or 10 years with somebody and you break up and you thought that was the one.
Hmm.
No, your soul wanted to experience other people.
Hmm.
That's all it is. Said, okay, you know what? This love only lasted this much. Yes, we wish the love lasted forever, but not everybody has that,
Hmm.
right? I can tell you that my mom and dad, till my dad died, my mom's first love, only relationship, only everything, only hookup also is my dad. And then when he passed, she's the most devastated human being. She was crushed and she didn't know what to do because she used to work with him and she did everything with him. And when he passed, for years, she didn't have any type of, I felt like her soul was gone. And then the first nephew happened. And then the soul woke up again. Then the next nephew happened. The soul woke up a little bit more. Then the last nephew happened, and now I think her soul has become a disco ball, and she is on cloud nine. And this kid is like her little snip. Like whatever is happening, he goes back and tells her. Like if there's a secret happening, and we're having a surprise party for her, in like 30 seconds, this kid is gonna listen and we say, "Don't tell her. Don't say no, no. I'm not gonna say no, no." 30 seconds from that moment, he's gone and he's like, and he calls her Nanny. Nanny, there's a party happening, but nobody's supposed to know. You're not supposed to know. It's a secret. And we're like,
Great.
why are you here? Why are you in this conversation with us? And it's just, and she lights up. It's like my father has come back in 3 different pieces. And for her soul has come back. So now those are her soulmates. Though I've been telling her for the longest time, come on, let's go to like a bar and find you somebody new to love. And then she recently, what did she say? Oh, you know what? I wouldn't mind trying to meet a woman. I was like, seriously, you want to come, let's go to a lesbian bar. So, no, I don't want to go to a lesbian bar. But it'd be interesting. I was like, you have to do more than just talk to the person, right? There's more to just being a lesbian. And she said, oh, okay. So now she's probably doesn't want to be a lesbian. But
That was all the exploring she wanted to do.
that was, I mean, she
conversation.
idolized Ellen. So she's like, oh, I want a Porsche in my life too. And she says these things just randomly. And the funny thing about my mom, I mean, not that you guys asked about her, but she was somebody when she was with my dad was into some little oppression of being very traditional. And after he passed, and before that, my mom had no idea who Katy Perry was and what the new songs are, or Oprah Winfrey or nothing. After he passed, she knows about Oprah Winfrey, Deepak Chopra, Harry Styles. What is the new food trend? What is the new thing at Lululemon? I was like, I don't even know what Lululemon is, but okay, good, thanks. But she knows everything. And she's become a little bit more outgoing. But before she was traditional, and Indian traditional is very different than other traditions, by the way. Let's just say it's a little bit more, I wouldn't say oppressed, but we have a lot of rules and regulations we follow within the family structure, which keeps on going down to the next family, next family, next family, next family. And you're never out of that vicious cycle of that pattern. Sorry, I had to bring mom into it.
We love to hear it.
Yeah, okay.
It actually goes into
Your next
my question about guardian angels and ancestral guidance. Can our ancestors intervene or redirect our paths?
No.
Can they talk to us?
Yes.
Are they communicating with us?
They communicate with you. They can communicate depending on who your ancestor or your spirit guide, whoever, they can communicate with you. They communicate with you in the most subtle ways. It could be sometimes you smell them. They can show up as maybe an animal. They can show up as a bug also. They can show up as a message that you're just driving and all of a sudden something on some back of a truck and you're like, what? And it just puts you back to them. So it shows up in so many different ways, but they communicate with us all the time.
How can we hear them more clearly?
The problem is we are thinking this and we're thinking this. We have to look at the signs. You have to just be open.
Okay.
And that's with everything. You just have to be open to things. And the thing so the other thing is, I'm just putting this out there. This is how I feel. All right. This is what I've gone through. So I'm talking about from my psychic and holistic self of what I've gone through. This is not God's truth. God's truth is what your truth is. Whatever you decide you want to believe in, that's your faith. I have a lot of faith within myself and how I feel. And that's what kind of takes me forward in life.
Okay.
When it comes to all this stuff about even hearing things about spirits or guardian angels or ancestral information, it's all in your DNA already. Everything's in your DNA. Your parents are already in your DNA. So even if they pass or your grandparents pass, their information is still in your DNA. So you still sense things, feel things from a DNA point of view. So it's not necessary that they come down from the heavens and come down and float down and start speaking to you. That is a possibility too. But majority of the things you already know and you already sense it. So you carry that forward. So even if like your parents went through trauma when they're kids, you can probably sense that trauma that they've gone through within your own DNA. Does it mean that you become that traumatic or you become traumatic because of that? No. It just means that we're all connected.
Mhm.
And each one of us are connected anyway, just by being human beings.
Mhm.
Right. So even when we're talking about spirit or energies, sometimes we don't read the sign. So then they'll make a bigger sign and give you a bigger thing, and then you still don't see it. Then they'll give you another sign, and then they're like, okay, now they can't see us. Now let's just get into their dreams and come in their dream and tell them what they have to say in the dream. Then you kind of interpret the dream and say, oh my God, I saw my dad who's holding a yellow flag, and then he was eating French fries. Does that mean I gotta wear a yellow and eat fries? Is like, what's the fries about? Then there's a lot of things. I mean, they'll come and speak to you in so many different ways. You will just feel very overwhelmed if you can interpret it all the time. So just allow it to happen.
Ah.
You will hear things, you'll feel things, you'll see things. The other thing is if you have faith in it, you'll see it. If you don't have faith in it, you won't see shit. Sorry, you won't see anything. My naughtiness.
Cool. um, oh, I think this is a topic that many would like: karma, destiny, and manifestation.
Yeah.
Can someone actually accidentally manifest something that they didn't want to? And how does
All
one course correct?
all the time. Okay, so in general, karma is something you create now.
Mm-hmm.
You can clear it right now. Course correction, if you came up and you came up with a, like I told you earlier, whatever your first thought is, go for it. If it doesn't work out, you have 30 seconds to change it. You had a idea and you had a feeling or you had anything within your head that you said, oh my God, he's such an asshole. Okay, shit, I shouldn't have said that. You have 30 seconds to clear that again and say, you know what? I didn't mean that. You have 30 seconds to change everything. Why 30 seconds? I don't know. That's the number that's coming right now for all of you. Maybe all of you like 30, so or 3 or whatever it is, but it takes 30 seconds to just clear that right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know for future thoughts, intrusive thoughts. And how does manifestation work alongside with karma and destiny?
Okay. So manifestation works like, suppose you guys want something. Let's say $1 million. Yeah. We'll use $1 million.
Hmm.
And I'm pretend I'm holding a seed. You plant that in the ground. The next morning you're talking to Joe Schmo and you're like, hey, you know what? I really need $1 million. You take that same seed, pull it, and plant it again. Every time you think, talk, feel about it, about that manifestation that you want to happen, it restarts again. So manifestation happens once when you first initially think about it, and that's it. You never think about it again, and it will become. That's how manifestation works.
How does one stop thinking about it?
That's the hard thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to just let it be. Surrender. You keep on hearing this word surrender, 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 surrender. None of us really surrender because we keep on talking about the same thing again and again because we're so either in pain or we're not feeling it or we had so much lack of this. Maybe we had a lack of love and we had a lack of emotional support and we had a lack of finance and so we had all this trauma that was building. So every time we speak, now our dialogue, the way we talk to people, the way we interact with people, it becomes a part of the manifestation cycle. We have to, and again, I don't want you to keep on watching your words, but if you're aware of what you're doing, then it's, you know, you'll end up manifesting a lot quicker. The other thing is like I travel to all these beautiful places. I don't tell anybody. I definitely do not tell my mother until I land at the place and I do the event and then I speak to her and I call her and then I tell her. Not because she's bad energy, because what my mother would do is, oh, good luck, have a great event. I hope it becomes. I hope it becomes. I wish you have. They're all words that are like not 100%. It's like wishful thinking that I need other people to help me to become, or she'll pray about it in the morning. Oh, I pray he has a successful event. It's a great thing to do, but it goes against my belief system of saying, hey, my energy will attract and become whatever it has to be becoming. It will not be because anybody else is interfering in that. Right. And you have to be proactive about it. The other thing is what you'll really realize is once you change these kind of thoughts, so many things will start coming to you. Like even in the next couple of months, it's a great time. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead. It's a great time because a lot of newness is coming to a lot of people. And post, I think, the end of this month, a lot of people within this room are going to feel a lot better because there's going to be traction, things moving forward. But that's just an overview right now of what's happening. But again, your thoughts will not be as clouded. A lot of people are thinking, overthinking right now, oversensing, overfeeling. And they're kind of like, okay, maybe I should try this, maybe I should not try this. It's fine. You're in that fog right now. By the end of the month, that fog's lifting. I didn't know. I even forgot what question is.
That's all right. I was asking about manifestation along with karma and destiny, but
Yeah. So karma and destiny, you create your destiny.
Hmm.
You're the creator of your destiny. You're the creator of your karma. All right. You're the creator of everything. So even if you're going through something bad, you've created it.
Mm.
You attract
That's
it.
a hard one.
Yeah, it's a hard one because you're going to say that I didn't want that to happen. How could you say that?
Mm.
But there's things you put into motion that made that happen. You've called for it.
Mm.
It's very hard.
Yes.
It's a hard lesson that I had to learn very quickly. So
Mm.
I'm going to go back to my dad dying. When my dad was in the hospital, I did a fast for 7 days where I didn't eat anything. And I chanted for those 7 days. And I actually sat in a cathedral doing this. So I wasn't in an Indian temple because the church, not the church, the hospital that we were in had a cathedral. So I just sat there and did this. He still died.
Mm.
I mean, and I still fast and I still pray, but I now don't ask for saving anything. I don't ask for anything. I just pray. The problem is when you ask, you're not going to receive. You're just not going to receive. That's what's prayer. But when you're manifesting and you want something, a desire, you can make it happen. Long as it is within your grasp, right? That you know you could get that, you can make that happen. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really liked what you said about keeping your mouth shut. Don't tell or don't go relay what is going on with 10 different people.
So I'm going to add to that.
Yeah.
When suppose you get a new job or you get something new or you have a new relationship, don't tell anybody for 3 months. Why is that? You want it to gestate. It's called the gestation period. If you found out you're pregnant, also do not tell anybody for 3 months. And anybody means anyone. No family member, best friends, nobody, not even the doggy. Nobody. Do not speak about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you want it to gestate, you want it to become something. Even if you're pregnant and you go to the doctor also tells you this for 3 months, do not say anything to anybody because anything can happen within the first trimester.
Right. Same goes with the job.
Go with manifestation, with jobs, with love, with anything.
I suppose then sometimes people ask you, "Oh, so what's new happening in your life? What are your plans for next thing?" How can one answer without giving away their whatever they're manifesting?
I said I'm really busy. My butt's on fire.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm busy.
I'm a booked and busy babe, okay?
I'm just busy. My butt's on fire. I can't do anything. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
And a playful one is, what's the most unexpected thing you've ever manifested?
That have manifested.
Yes.
Wow. I think there's so many things that have manifested unexpectedly. But I think the most, and not to be cheesy, but it is going to sound cheesy, love.
Oh.
But not from not from partners. But I manifested a lot of love. Like I can tell you that the amount of love I have right now, not to gloat, sorry guys, but I have so much love for my family. I have so much love for my friends, my dog. Like there's so much love. I don't feel I need love from anywhere else. And even if it comes, it'll just be a bonus.
Mm.
But the manifestation of love, because that's the thing that I was lacking. I wasn't feeling love for like 30 years of my life from family, from lovers, from anything. I wasn't feeling it. I just was not feeling it. That was my block. That was my problem. But I sorted myself out to make sure I felt that love. And for the last, okay, for the last 20 years, I felt the love.
Hmm.
It's been amazing.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
The last topic that I wanted to talk about today
Oh my God,
is
clap, everybody.
community and collective healing. Okay. How can each of us contribute to collective healing, even in small ways?
I think just being aware and having a lot of kindness.
Hmm.
That's it. Just being aware and having a lot of kindness. It's not brain surgery.
Yeah. One thing I really like about whenever I'm talking with you is as well is you uncomplicate everything. You're like, it doesn't have to be so difficult. I'm like,
No.
you're so right.
No.
Why must we complicate things?
Do something sweet. Like be kind.
Hmm.
Just be kind. Have people feel something different.
Hmm.
You know, I roam around so many different cities, and I've been doing this for years. I take these little sheets that I write little messages on, and I just give it randomly to a person. And I just walk away. I know it sounds creepy, also, but I just give it to them and walk away. 95% of the time, except in Dubai, 90 and New York, 95% of the time, it's it makes that person feel like they just got some sort of message that they really needed in that moment. And they've all had an emotional breakthrough at that moment. I don't look back, I don't do anything. I just keep on walking. A lot of them come back to chase me to just say thank you or like, how do you know? And I was like, I don't know. And they just keep on walking. And I don't get into a conversation of what they're going through. The other thing that I do is if I'm at a coffee shop or if I'm somewhere, sometimes I just buy a coffee for somebody. Or I'm in Dubai. We have a lot of stray cats, and there's this one cat that comes to this convenience store. Whenever I'm in the convenience store, if that cat's there or any cat's there, I buy tuna and I put a little bowl and I put it outside that convenience store and give it to them, and they're just super happy. Um, but I mean, they think they're my besties. But usually I'm like, listen, you don't have to come and rub up against me because then I have to go back, take a sea salt shower. It's a big process, you know.
You must understand.
You must understand. And the funny thing is, these animals understand everything. So when you say no, they understand. When they see that cat food, they understand German, Chinese. They understand everything. Any language you speak, they understand. Animals understand everything when you have food for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, long-winded.
That was perfect. And last question of the evening is, do you believe there is a shift happening towards more collective consciousness?
Yeah. So just going back, when you're looking at healing, do it individually and make sure you're not doing it collectively, because what could happen is you could probably pick up somebody else's energy while you're doing a collective healing. Okay. Unless it's a certain type of healing. Some breath work exercises are really good. Some sound healings are really good because you're not really exchanging energy with people. So yeah, that was the one thing. Sorry. Can you ask this question again?
Sure. The question is, do you believe there is a shift happening toward more collective consciousness?
Yes, there's a shift happening towards consciousness and spiritualism. Within the next 5 years, you're going to find a lot more people being aware of this consciousness and being spiritual. There's a shift happening, and that's happening also because of what's happening globally. You'll also see that a lot of your uh, say politicians end up being highly spiritual too. And that's what everybody's going to try to want also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not religious,
Right.
but spiritual.
Spiritual.
Okay.
Got it. I would now like to open the questions to the floor.
Like, Dash, you've asked everything. What else can we ask?
Wow, have I?
Go for it.
Experience giving away those gift cards that you can buy and you want.
So the thing is, in Dubai and New York is, it's very, uh, there's this hustle in the air where everybody's just going and they're really determined to get to where they have to get to. And when you give them something, it disrupts them. And then they're like, why are you in my personal space? Why are you interrupting me? I don't want what you want to give me. They don't know if I'm a Jehovah's Witness. They don't know if I'm, they don't know what's happening here. So they're not as open to it. In Dubai is a very they're very open right now. They're culturally opening up to different religions and faith and spiritualism, and even Sheikh Mohammed had this a few years ago where he called all the different faith leaders, including spiritual, holistic, and even psychic, to come in, and he had this dinner for them all. So it's the awareness is opening up. But this was a person in next to the Dubai fountain who was an Emirati woman. I didn't know she was Emirati, and I gave it to her. And when I gave it to her, she actually held my hand. And then she said, why? And I said, I don't know. I'm just giving it to you because I think you needed something. But why do you think I need something? And I said, I don't think you need anything, but I think that this message could be. She didn't open it up yet. But I said, just think of it as a fortune cookie. You know, when you go to a Chinese restaurant, you open up a fortune cookie. That's all it is. It's just a message. It has no, it's not, there's no conflict to it. So when she did this, it also made me understand that because of certain society norms, some people will not accept things just for when you give them things, right? I was going to tell her it's like going to Costco and having like a piece of cheese. You're getting a free sample. But I didn't think she was going to get that humor. So I just told her this. And then post that, actually, the two times that this happened, I didn't give it again in those while I was on the street. So you'd see me giving it around. And so like even the other night, I gave it to one of the staff members. I gave them a message and they're like, what? Oh my God, I'm so happy. Thank you. But it was so great to see that happiness. And I'm not doing it to feel happy. I did it because it was like, I think he needs a message. And he just felt good about it. It's a feel good factor. Any other questions? Oh, great.
Have several families who are spiritual or sense things as well. Because we're Buddhists and we believe in karma, we believe in reincarnations. So believe that like what we've done in the past has an effects to our lives or do have an effects on next life. And sometimes when people ask them or when they read someone, there's some things that they cannot say
Correct.
because it has a cost or it will block something that's supposed to be happening, or they have to get some money or something in return from the person.
Yeah, an energy exchange.
Yeah, they're gonna stay in your situation as well.
So for me, when I give out, sometimes I give my breadcrumbs to people just like that. And then otherwise, if it's a formal situation, yes, there's an exchange that happens, right? Um, uh, Even when I'm doing my public speaking, there's also an exchange that happens. Sometimes it's monetary, and sometimes it's barter. So it could be a barter of stay, it could be a barter of food, it could be a barter. Um, and then sometimes for certain events, I don't take anything. Depends on who the people are and what I'm doing it for, right? So if it's for kids, I don't take anything for kids. If it's for the senior citizens, I don't take anything for senior citizens. I just do it, right? And then sometimes when it's a person like, so I have everybody from, let's say, somebody who is cleaning homes, all the way to politicians and royalty and celebrities coming to me, and I treat everybody the same. But certain people, I might do a subsidized thing. I might not ask them for anything. And I'll just say, you know what? All I want is a hug. And that's the energy exchange. Right? So even within your faith, I completely agree with you. And I also believe in this faith that the way they think is correct within this faith. And that you don't want to change karma or you don't want to change your path. Because what's written will always happen, is what you feel. Which is fine. But and if whoever has that information and if they want to give it out, they should give it out, but they should always take it take an energy exchange. So whenever you're working within the holistic space or the spiritual space or being a reader, you're going to have to do an energy exchange. Otherwise, what happens is you'll end up becoming sick. That means you're carrying on their energy. So once you give the money or you give something, it means you cut the relationship. It was a contract and the contract was fulfilled. Does that make sense? Yeah? All right. I think you had a question in the back.
The psychic power is like,
I can't hear you.
the psychic power is what is your secret? You're still very invisible.
So I was speaking. I was speaking about this earlier. So, in July I'm going to turn 50, and for the last, I guess, 2 to 3 decades, and I would never recommend this to anybody, but I do this one meal a day, and there's this science that when you have lesser calories, that's the fountain of youth. So I'm not telling you guys to starve yourself, but I do subsidize it during the day because I do have like celery juice. I can tell you three things if you want this and this skin: olive oil with half a lemon, cold pressed olive oil, 2 tablespoons with half a lemon. You drink that as a shot in the morning, and after that you have celery juice. And after you have celery juice, then whatever you're going to eat, before you eat breakfast, before you eat lunch, before you eat a snack, always have salad, any type of salad, without any creamy, cheesy sauce, but like a salad, any type of salad. It could also just be carrot sticks or celery sticks. I mean, I love carrot sticks and celery sticks. That's the third time I'm talking about this. Okay. Yeah. All right. But it's that. And the other thing, if you want to ask about, where do we have to rush? I've been using Kiehl's products for the last 25 years. And they don't pay me to do this, and they need to take me as like their as an endorser. They just have to take me as a person. But Kiehl's is the other product that I use, and it really works for my skin. And the other thing is my mom. She has great skin. She's in her 70s. She looks like she's 50. Yeah. And uh, if I tell you what my mom eats, she eats a lot of great things, but she also eats a lot of rubbish. And she just looks young. It's just where she's from. My mom's from a place called Guyana. So the Guyanese are a mix of a whole bunch of different cultures. So there's Chinese, Indian, Portuguese, African, and one more, which I'm forgetting. But they kind of all mixed together. And in my lineage, I have a little Creole, I have a little Chinese, I have a lot of Indian, and Indian from both sects of India. There's a northern part and a southern part. I have from both sides. And my father's from India, and he's from the northern part of India. And he's also mixed. So I have a lot of mixture, and brown doesn't crack. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Why are you keeping it? Why are you harboring? Why do you want to harbor? Why? I never told you to make a to-do list. But if within that 10 minutes and you write something that's insightful or important, have another book, transfer that information over, then you rip it. Got it? So that way you don't lose out, because sometimes, yes, some important information comes out when you're doing these 10 minutes. But majority of the time, it's a declutter of yourself. The other thing is just declutter your personal space, right? If you've got clothing or food that's been lying around like canned food that's been lying around for years, just get rid of it. Just create a little more space for yourself. When you make space for yourself, you allow newness to come in. And even if you don't want newness, you allow peace to come in. But yes, it's a necessity to take and trash it. Thank you, Eclair. You're not harboring those papers.
So I have a journal. Should I toss those two?
No, that's journaling's completely different, by the way, guys. Journaling is a completely different thing. Writing pages is a different thing. This is just something that when you guys were asking me what I would do,
Okay.
this is just something I would tell you guys to do, to declutter, to create more space for yourself, to make things happen. But if you do follow a few of these things that I've told you, your vibe's going to change. You're going to attract a lot of things over the next few months, and you will feel a lot better about life in general. And it's not a necessity to attain something all the time, but it's just about creating that inner peace and being at a place where you can navigate life a lot more easier. Any other questions? No? Okay.
So the counter argument,
Yeah, that's okay. I love it.
right? So you really people come to you on this inside. Does that tell us that people want to control, understand, rather than trust whatever
Trust the process.
without knowing? So what's your view, around people who would say actually I would never do anything or talk with a psychic because I did not
Great. Don't. But my the people that come to me not only come to me about the future, they come to me to solve an issue that they're having right now. That has nothing to do with predictions. It has everything to do about changing your perspective and feeling better. That's a different thing. There's a psychic part of me, but if you come to me for a session, the psychic part of me is exactly 5% of that session. I will answer things and tell you about the future. And I will not take you 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line. My future is like within the next couple of months, we'll only talk about that. You don't have the bandwidth to hear about the rest of your life. So let's just navigate what has to happen right now. So me as a healer, I'm not like other healers and I'm not like other psychics. I'm not just gonna say a yes, no to you. I'm going to tell you what you have to do. And it's hard for people to hear that. It takes them a lot of time to say, hey, I'm ready to release. I have so many people who don't believe in what I do, who have come to me and probably still don't believe what I do, but they'll still ask me questions. And usually whatever I tell them happens for them. Yes.
Right. So I've been on this journey of kind of tapping into the godly wisdom as early as law. So you know, understanding the teachings of justice and tarot, for example, or Saturn and its relationship with law and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And it's relatively new for me, and I know certainly in the legal space, there's a lot of people who are very much so about logic and reason.
Mhm.
I know that you mentioned that you've had meetings with politicians, for example. In those kinds of meetings, when these kinds of people approach you, are you surprised by what they inquire or ask about? If it's typically about the political landscape or more personal things to inquire?
It's both. It's both. And the I'm not surprised by any question. And when they are talking about things like when you're talking about this law and you're looking at the astrological side of it too, I think if you have faith in it, it's good. And when you're talking about unlocking your own true potential or your inner wisdom, your inner wisdom has nothing to do with the outer wisdom. So when you're talking about the universe or you're talking about the stars or Saturn or whatever, that's outer. Still doesn't have anything to do with the inner as such. But what I can tell you, which would be interesting for the majority of you, because most of you might not understand this philosophy, is all of the planets actually reside within you. All of the horoscopes, Scorpion, Aries, Virgo, all reside in you. Okay? And when you hear about things like a retrograde, it just means that if it's like Venus or it's this, whichever one, if it's Venus, then Venus represents your sacred chakra. Your sacred chakra is your creative chakra. That maybe you got to work on how to come back to your own creativity from the past. When we go retro with anything, means be whatever we've done in the past. So then you look at it, you redefine all these things. And once you redefine this knowledge, then you become a little bit more aware for yourself. Like right now for you, not that I'm doing a reading for her, but I'm just telling you, your inner wisdom by August will be a lot more insightful because you have 2 trips coming up, and those 2 trips will give you that extra inner wisdom because you're in this area, not because you've read something or seen something in the stars. Cool. All right. Anything else? Hi.
What about this? Suddenly, what happened in my home?
The earthquake.
Yeah.
Okay. The earthquake started from the Mediterranean, and this is a plate that's kind of shifting. Is that karma from Bangkok or Thailand? No, that's something that has to do with earth, geology. That has nothing to do with karma. It has nothing to do with spiritualism. It has everything to do with the earth realigning itself and saying, hey, I'm going to start making a huge difference within the world to make sure everybody wakes up.
Hmm.
So it started, if I'm not sure if you know that it happened in the Mediterranean Sea first. So in Greece, Athens and Santorini were the first ones that got hit, and then it kept on shifting. And then it was in the Middle East also. You didn't hear about it because it wasn't talked about, but it happened in the Middle East too. There are earthquakes in the Middle East. Got it? Y- Yeah.
Just karma. Okay, it's playing on my mind since we talked about. If you want to cut your maybe something you don't know about, but something like bad trauma, or if you feel that, okay, how do I do even better than this? Or what should I do to for my karma to be better instead of
So when you're in a karmic cycle and you've probably done something, right? Mostly bad karma is when we did something bad. To rectify that, obviously you don't do the same thing again, but then you do the opposite of that bad karma to somebody else who's completely different, not the same person, to make things better for them if you wanted to rectify it. But, anyways, life will play out in such a way that you will rectify it because there will be situations that happen regardless. Even if you don't do it consciously, it's just going to happen on its own. We clear it in this same life. Your karma's in your same life. It's not from a past or anything. Your past life, the only thing that, if you guys believe in this, is the attributes of who you were. So maybe you were a scholar, or maybe you were into medicine, or maybe you were a creative, or maybe you looked a certain way. Those kind of things, attributes, come into these other lives. Maybe you're a male in one life and then you're a female in another. It doesn't mean you're going to be bisexual, but it just means that you'll have some sort of attributes, maybe facial attributes that are the same, and maybe some logic that was the same, or some sort of way of how you interpret information will be the same. Doesn't mean you're the same person coming back and living the same thing. Does it make sense? Okay. Anything else? Are we good? Okay, so we're gonna do one last fun thing, which is I actually those sheets I give to everybody.
Oh, watch.
So you guys get to take one of this. So everybody can just come up, close your eyes, and pick it up with your left hand, and you get to take that message with you. It has a green thread that's tied to it. That green thread is a very lucky thread. If you want to wear it, you can wear it, or you can tie it around a photograph of yours or around the most important thing you love. Okay?
wild foods?
You can put it on your mobile phones, no problem. All right, so each one of you can come up. Come on.
Left hand bro.
Yeah.
It's done.
Okay, it's okay. It's done. Close your eyes, left hand, pull out one card. And you don't need to pick up a card if you don't want it. But if you do, by all means, come up. Go for it. Yeah. Yeah. So after we're done and we stop, then you can ask me for sure. No problem. Oh my God, you're also doing it.
No way.
Oh, hey. Come on. Yeah. I think you were eating the longest. Come. Yeah.
I'm digging.
Go for it. Aarti, Dash, come. Did you take one? Did everybody get one?
Almost got two.
He can also take. Everybody can take one. You guys can take it too, if you guys want to. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Come. Go for it. You had to listen to me babbling. So. There you go. All right.
Thanks, Dan.
All right. Thank you guys. Thank you for listening. All right. All right.
Yes, thank you everyone for coming. This concludes our evening. You can pester Dan, I suppose. Okay.